And from China, LIN Shidong and kuaiman.
And the question has to be, as they stride into an arena that has not been kind, with the exception of WONG Chun Ting, to the Chinese players today, what happens now? Are they phased? Well, maybe they're just young enough not to be, but we've seen so much giant killing going on involving Chinese superstars today. Surely even they may wonder. This is the semi-final coming your way in the mixed doubles as we bring you the #1 seeds against the #3 seeds, and that promises to be special. Best of 5 games as always, but this arena is still buzzing with what has happened here before. The tale of the table is this: in WTT competition, we have seen them in action 3 times, and it's been 3 wins for the young 21 and 20-year-olds from China against the older and more experienced pair. The last time these pairs met was a straight games victory at the WTT Contender Muscat back in 2024. The first time they met, same story. Mazia Hakimara is in the chair for this one, and she, because this is doubles, will have a bit of organizing to do at the coin toss, which is going to be coming up in just a moment. And then after that, Adam and I will run you through what may be happening in this matchup.
Thank you. Players come closer for the toss. I have red and black. Black, red. Red for KUAI and LIN, black for WONG. It's black, you want a toss. Receive. Who serves? LIN serves. KUAI serves. Which side? KUAI serves. Who will receive?
Impeccably handled by Mazia there. Now remember, the prize for the winner of this one is a place in the final where they will meet Im Jong-hoon and Shin Yu-bin, who staged an incredible comeback against Lim Won-roo and Chung Yi-ching earlier on today to book their place in the final. But who will they be up against? Well, I said Adam will come back and run his expert eye over these. The battle-hardened Hong Kong-China pair, and of course the youngsters who've been sweeping all before them and rising up the rankings. This is what we've seen in terms of results. They got past Edward Lee and Lupulescu, and we saw them overcome a really strong challenge from Dia Chitali and Manish Shah. And what's good about these guys, Adam?
What's not good about these guys? I mean, they're so good in the spin game. Fast footwork. Hoi Kem has more spin than most on her backhand. That was trippy. I thought the lights were going out for a minute. In Vegas, the lights never go out. It's the city that doesn't sleep. I think WONG Chun Ting as a pen holder is very good near the table, but as a fast fit player, he's good behind. Hoi Kem has that in common. A lot of wrist in her game.
And we've been talking about these guys throughout. They brushed aside Polkanova and Gardosh. That's no mean feat. And then they got past Takahashi and Teodoro as well in a similarly strong performance after being buyed through the first of the rounds that you play here in the mixed doubles. We're running out of superlatives. They are far and away the form team, aren't they?
Yeah, they're incredibly strong. It's just so weird that the situation here, when we look at who's left, who's fallen. This is 1, how time works, 2, how sport works, and 3, what 1.55 million in prize money and 2,000 points up for grabs can motivate.
100%. You're talking about the China situation, the Team China. We've just seen Wang Yidi go out. We've seen them decimated in the singles ranks, and we've seen inevitably, I would imagine, ripples of that as we see the fan vote going, not surprisingly, with the #1 seeds. Yeah, those ripples will be felt everywhere, and you said quite rightly earlier on, they affect different people in different ways. These two, if you had to personify phlegmatic, I would say LIN Shidong and kuaiman would step up and do that for you. But will they be affected?
Well, we're about to find out. I know that in the past there have been some writings where LIN Shidong in doubles didn't have quite the results as world #1 that you thought he might. You might expect him to carry the team a little bit as world #1. So far, so good from him.
First game, KUAI to serve, long, all.
This will be a big test. Kuaiman to start it off.
Long
First
one.
point to the Hong Kong-China pair. When they're at their best, Kuaiman and LIN Shidong just look as if they hardly miss. And that's the first thing you have to overcome.
One,
Nice bend on this, a
all.
bit of side spin to make it go out of reach and send, well, at least send Hoi Kem on the chase.
One,
The idea was right. The wide forehand cornered there on the parallel.
three, one.
WONG Chun Ting a little bit late to the party there. Had a lot of ground to make up.
Yeah, WONG Chun Ting is very solid, but LIN Shidong quite a shot maker from behind.
With
Four,
the pen
one.
hold for WONG Chun Ting, does that make it a little bit harder from him back off the table if you're hitting the ball wide and going further wide?
It's a good question. I think traditionally the backhand is weaker. With the reverse pen hold backhand, it hasn't seemed to be an issue. That said, you would imagine so simply because there's advantage to being inside the table. The racket's naturally hanging down, so you're not fighting gravity as much. When you're attacking, usually you're coming from below the ball, imparting topspin. There you go.
That's
Jinx.
it.
Sorry, you can't speak. You know the rules, John. Okay.
All right, I love it. You explain it and they demonstrate it.
Four, all.
Well, I will tell you, I've blocked, or at least tried to block, for WONG Chun Ting before. Yep, I have. And it's so tough to do. His backhand gets a lot of curve on its side and topspin.
Oh, that just
Five,
tantalizingly misses the target.
four, six.
Good opening spin there from Hoi Kem. But that little backswing, not a lot of time to set up for that shot.
Five, six.
It does feel to me that where WONG Chun Ting is standing, if he can find a way to be slightly closer, but remember, I guess I haven't said it yet, but as I like to remind you, they have to alternate shots in doubles. So
Yep.
space, something to be very
7,
mindful of, especially if
5.
you're two right-handed players, which the Hong Kongers are.
Took a bit of a gamble there, went for a real power shot there from below the table that shook his head afterwards. But you know, they're gonna have to take the odd risk, aren't they, against this pair?
Yeah, we don't know exactly what that head shake was. It could have been, shouldn't have taken it, could have been, should have made it.
8, 5.
But now it's 3 points the game. And it gets tougher for the team in green.
Ooh,
5,
right back to where it came
9.
from, a parallel counter, the confidence to do that. We haven't talked that much about Chinese equipment and the difference between the equipment that a lot of the world uses and Team China.
And that
5,
difference being?
10.
Well, it's
And there are
attackier.
5 game points to the Chinese with that equipment.
Apology accepted. Good times. No, yeah. The top sheet is very tacky on the black side of the Chinese pair.
And that's it.
11, 5.
And we'll come back to that in a moment, because
and
that's something I'm really interested in getting into. But as it is, LIN Shidong and Kuaiman were pushed hard until at the end they just stretched out and won that first game. They have the advantage already in this semi-final. So the score at the end of that one, 11-5 for Kuaiman and LIN Shidong on their way.
追啊那些，你按照你现在打得很好，非常好，这种感觉。另外呢，就是你的跟他吵不一样，如果压力不大，做出一发力压力不大。
And we're back, and it's business pretty much as we've seen being as usual for Kuaiman and LIN Shidong, who haven't dropped a game yet in Las Vegas here in the Maverick Arena whenever they've been in action in the mixed doubles.
They are #1 by quite a bit. Xiao Zhan basically said, from what I heard at the beginning, great start, no pressure.
No pressure, really. I mean, we were talking about external factors and the problems for other Chinese players, but these guys are in the zone. That's quite clear. Pressure has to come from the Hong Kong-China pair at the other end of the table. Back to the point on the equipment. Is this across the board with the Team China players?
Man, I want to come back to pressure. Let's bookmark pressure, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Chinese rubber, it's harder sponge on the forehand. It's heavier. The ball barely bounces in the short game.
Nice.
And that means you really need physical fitness and the technique to support this equipment. A lot of even professional players have switched to Chinese-style setups and realized, no, I can't change my whole game for this setup.
Yeah, nice, thank you. Let's talk about pressure now, because Chun Ting put some great pressure on there. Are we still on the equipment?
Yeah, and there's a reason I brought it up. The confidence to counterspin some of these heavy spin shots with the tacky rubber. They're confident. They're able to control. They can come into it with a slightly more open face and still grip the ball and control.
So that's that sweet spot where amazing skill and technology just meet.
Right, exactly. Okay, done with equipment for now.
Right, pressure.
We say no pressure, but then again, Team China is a collective spirit. It is really a team. They live together, they train together from a young age. They give up their lives back home, leave family, and train to fight for their country. That said, right now, Team China has had a very rainy day.
Yeah.
So pressure-wise, if you're trying to lift the team, you're carrying a lot more weight.
Yeah. So if one hurts, they all hurt. Yeah, I get that. And there is, there's an expectation. #1 seeds.
So I think the silver lining here is the same that Xiao Zhan is basically. He wants to make them feel as comfortable as possible, to stay confident, to not be affected by stuff that's not relevant to this match. You have every reason to be confident.
4, 5.
And good touch here, soft hands. Kuaiman, right off the bounce, shuts down the attack of WONG Chun Ting.
I flew in with WONG Chun Ting, actually had a good chat with him. We were just laying over in San Francisco for a while before we got here to Las Vegas. He had a grueling flight, something 15 and a half, 16 hours from Hong Kong or something like that. But he's been in good nick this week. Doesn't look like it there, but you know, he and Hoi Kem, they typically go pretty deep into any event that they're at.
Yeah, they've been major contenders for years now. I love that shot. When you contact it right, trying to put some heavy side spin on it from under the table. It's a rare shot to see at this level.
And the fact that he was playing that, and we've seen him a couple of times in this match go for something extravagant, would suggest there's a game plan here. They must realize that they've got to come up with something a little out of the ordinary against this formidable Chinese pair.
Yeah, I was thinking of something similar watching Yi Sang-soo battle Wang Chuqin, just thinking, what is the most creative, uncomfortable thing he could do? And his game is fairly standard.
And then, of course, we saw Onoka Hashimoto do all those wonderful magical things to derail such a good player in the #4 seed in the women's singles, Wang Yidi. Oh, look what they've ended up. Look at the Hong Kong-China players. They're almost out the door.
Yeah, I was going to say, do you have tickets for those seats or what? The fact that they could chase it down. Here's one a long way to go. It was like dodgeball in the back court.
Remember, alternate shots.
9, 5.
So the ball goes near one player. She can't touch it. She's got to wait for the partner to turn up.
Yeah, from time to time, you'll see a ball pass someone and then the teammate hits it, but it doesn't count.
9, 6.
9-6, and again, they're in a strong position, the number 1 seeds.
7-9.
The coach for the Hong Kong China team, Zhang Rui, is the name of another strong player for Team China we haven't seen in a little while. Just goes to show you that there are so many strong players fighting for an opportunity to play internationally for China.
100%. We saw an outstanding demonstration by Chen Yi earlier on today. The towering player who beat Shasha, beat the world number 1. Extraordinary performance.
3-1, yeah?
Yeah, here we have 3 game points for the Chinese pair.
11.
And that's that.
7.
They are going about their business
KUAI.
very, very smoothly indeed, the number 1 seeds. Despite some flashes of brilliance from the Hong Kong-China pair, they trail by 2. (11-5, 11-7) the score. Surely no more upsets.
封住线路，然后2条斜线指定要封住。下一局要注意就是杜凯琴的球其实很轻，知道吧？你想抽没有问题，但是不是发足了，就是合上力往前看不就完了？包括他接发球，如果他想往中间正手摆的时候，他一摆高，他也没办法，他跳不。
Chinese pair looking fantastic. You referenced this one earlier on, Adam. They are so far ahead. And look who they're ahead of.
This is the pair that is the best branded doubles pair of any sort in the history of our sport. Find me another doubles pairing that has brought so many people to the stadium and into the game.
Yeah, that's right. You know, coming into the stadium, to the arena today, I followed some LIN Shidong fans. They're out there. There are plenty of them.
Nice. Get at me, LIN Shidong fan club. Where you at?
Long 2.
I'm happy to hear that. I think all these players deserve fan clubs. And in a nation like China where there's superstars, I'm surprised there aren't even more fan clubs.
And let's talk a little bit about the form of Kuaiman, who obviously she announced herself big time at the Singapore Smash, the first of the Grand Smashes this year, nearly going all the way in the singles and cleaning up in the doubles as well. So really, really big new player.
3.
And she's got to have her fan club too. I feel like I hear players, or I hear fans cheering for her quite a bit when she's out there, generally. Oh, surprise, surprise. A little fake there with the upper body and then glides, slides underneath and sends it wide. Oh, that flick. To be able to just put it anywhere you want with the forehand inside the table, what a dream.
Kuaiman at her best. What was that shot?
Just one more to keep it in play, and then who's there to answer? Beautiful. Looks like a chop block, except it's fast. And didn't seem to have any. We'll see one more. Okay, here's the finishing shot. LIN Shidong, either wing, explosive.
2-5.
And when there is a little look at the table, a little scratch to the head there from LIN Shidong, but when there is a miscue, it does seem just out of sequence somehow. Nicely done. WONG Chun Ting just trying to keep his pair in touch.
This is a much better start for the Hong Kongers. They stay close to the table in this rally. WONG Chun Ting Manages to stay in right at the baseline to allow less timing. A little bit more surprise for the opponents, which is interesting because Xiao Zhan, who's sitting hairless in the back on screen, said something similar to his team. He said, stay close to the table. You're doing a wonderful job. I was trying to think. I remember he said something else, but yeah, basically just that. That was the key.
Well, it was 10 points ago, wasn't it? And this one's taken on a really interesting dimension, this game.
5,
And it's
6.
competitive. It's just a one-point game. Obviously, it's the first of 3 must-win games for the Hong Kong-China pair. Okay, 6-all. But it's been about this stage in the previous 2 games that Lin and KUAI just pull away, just show the class.
Tends to be the repeating pattern. Those who've trained and represent China know how to finish a match,
7,
finish a game.
6.
And the thing about them is they're unfussy, undemonstrative. It just gets done quickly. Not a lot of showboating going on.
That's really funny. I was going to ask what you meant by that, and then you said not a lot of showboating going on, and I was thinking, when's the last time, as long as you've been in the sport, can you name me one showy Chinese player who plays for China?
Yeah, I know, but these two, even by those standards, incredibly
7, 8.
humble in the way they play, especially kuaiman. You might forget she's there at times.
Oh, look, she is, yeah.
But the job
9,
gets done.
7.
It's funny. I feel like LIN Shidong's shots, he's such a shot maker that it feels like entertainment, but he makes it.
Yeah.
So that's, you know, coaches won't have a problem as long as you're winning. I think that's
9,
part of the reason
8.
Shushin got away with it so much, because he was the greatest showman China has had in a long time. And it's, well, he was world #1 for quite some time. When it stopped working for him, of course, there was heavy criticism.
Oh, well done.
9,
Hong Kong China team putting up a fight, 9-all.
That's unbelievable. No matter where he is in this rally, LIN Shidong, watch this low. I mean, he's doing a Slavic squat out there, and he still finds a way. And this one, with 1 foot in front of the other.
Yeah, he was heading the wrong way.
By the way, that heavy criticism was not from fans. People loved Shushin. It was the coaching that had their questions. But 9 points apiece, business end of a must-win for the Hong Kongers.
Well
10,
done. Chun Ting so
9.
sharp, and he's given his team a foothold here, a chance, a game point. And they don't come along very often at all. Are we going to see the Chinese pair drop their first game here in Las Vegas?
So
Well,
good
we
exchange. We may. That exchange right there, it's about equal distance from the table. LIN Shidong so comfortable here and looking for the baseline. WONG Chun Ting with a wry smile there. Now we're talking a
Another
quick
chance.
backhand in
Yep.
front.
Another chance. Game point #2.
This is one other way to get some time back. Reach out in front. We see this so much from some of the best in the world.
11, 10.
Game point for Team Hong Kong China.
They miss it. She misses it. kuaiman
10.
drops the head,
Game
trudges
point,
away,
2.
but forget about them. Let's just give huge credit to Hoi Kem and WONG Chun Ting for the way they played and stepped up, particularly towards the end of that game. They make it a 2-1 match now.
A little dent. Could it be a crack in the windshield? Zhang Rui here helping this pair on. does add pressure. Let's see how the opposing team, the world ranked #1s, handle this new situation.
They didn't miss by much. Just listening to the coach, Zhang Rui. On a day when players representing China, with the exception of 1 or 2 superb showings, Chen Yi, Wong Chun Ting, have struggled. LIN Shidong and KUAI have been pretty good tonight, but they've just suffered a setback. A relatively minor one, maybe, if they go on and win this one, but they've dropped a game against Hoi Kem and Wong Chun Ting. What next? Can the Hong Kong-China pair answer the question that we were asking ourselves about pressure and whether it exists in the minds of KUAI here and LIN Shidong?
I guess they will. The question is, how are they going to answer it? This was so smart, very mindful play from Hoi Kem when she's under the table. She doesn't try anything too fancy. She just guides it up with topspin deep and lets Wong Chun Ting buy a little more time there to get in position to rip a backhand.
Yeah, the experienced pair showing just that. And this time, on the front foot, Hoi Kem. She's playing brilliantly.
Yeah, right near the table, just sliding in and out. This is where she wants to be. Wong Chun Ting doing his part as well to try and lean in whenever he can. This has got to be part of the game plan for the Hong Kongers.
Just a little bit too much on that one for her. And this has turned into a superb encounter, this.
Two, three.
We've seen him try a couple of those. Look at the body shape. He's off the ground there.
4-2.
(4-2). Slight advantage for the Chinese pair.
Shallow spinning right behind the net, Hoi Kem. This is something that both Timo and Waldner did incredibly well, using that shallow part of the table in the spin game to change the timing and break the rhythm.
Very quick. She moves so quickly, so good on the feet, KUAI. What a great camera angle then. You could see every challenge that was put up in front of Wong Chun Ting and Hoi Kem and how they tried to cope with them.
Yeah, I was happy he came back up. He had quite an ankle injury in 2019 against Xu. Would be on crutches for months.
Oh, he's tried to go for the wide one and just caught the net, but a great reach in vain.
They're so smart right now, LIN Shidong and KUAI, hitting it right in the place where it's most uncomfortable. That's right on the wrist of a player who's looking to cover the wide backhand.
3-9.
Now it looks a little bit difficult for the Hong Kong-China pair. They trail by 6. The Chinese are within 2 of a place in tomorrow's final.
It'll be interesting to see Shin Yubin, a young player with Im Jong-hoon.
3-10.
That would be great to see. The way they finished off the early session today with that comeback. Great performance against the Chinese Taipei pair.
10.
So match points have gone from 7 to 6. Still pretty handy to have.
11.
And there you are.
4. Game on match.
The favorites, the #1 seeds, march on and into the final.
2-1.
With seeding, I guess, they beat the #3 seeds, but not without having to battle hard to scrap against Hoi Kem and WONG Chun Ting. In the end, 11-5, dropped the second 7-11, and then got themselves home when they needed to.
Yeah, they're in wonderful form here.
Sorry, dropped the third, didn't they? Yeah.
They did. What did you say the first time around?
Second.
Oh, it's okay. Yeah, no, they were very strong out here. They came back, a lesson quickly learned after game number 3, a conversation, a little preparation, and then they closed the door in game 4. So a final it will be. The world #1 in mixed doubles. We've got some fun nicknames for the world #2. I'll be curious to hear from the Chinese fans, the netizens, about some clever nicknames for this pair here, the world #1, as they head into Battle Korea Republic. I'll check my phone at some point between getting to my hotel room and leaving my hotel room to be back here tomorrow.
Good. I'll follow up on that one. So they've done it, and they will start as the favorites, and they have picked up a victory, which was impressive as they have been all week long. And the really great news is we're not done yet, and we're about to hear from the winners, LIN Shidong and KUAI. Let's get down to the table.
Well, I've got the winning pair here with me, and first of all, congratulations for making it to the finals here at US Mesh 2025. KUAI, how would you assess your teamwork and overall performance in today's match?
恭喜2位晋级决赛。那蒯曼，首先给我们点评一下今天这场比赛中2人的配合态度以及发挥。
我觉得我们和香港的这对选手吧，之前也有过交手，然后赛前我们也做了很充分的准备，然后今天我们一上来调动的还是可以，但是第三局的时候，对手也给我们创造了很大的困难吧。好在我们第4局可以及时调整，最后能赢下来还是不错吧。
So I thought that us as a duo, we prepared really well for today's match. The Hong Kong-China team is very strong, and in the 3rd game, they did give us a pretty challenging game there, but we managed to make adjustments in the 4th to take home the win today. 好，世东 facing the coming final, how confident do you feel about going for the win, and what are your expectations going into that match? 世东，面对决赛，你们俩对冲击冠军有怎样的信心和期待呢？
也是又一次进入到了大满贯的混双决赛中吧。然后明天我们2个也是对战韩国组合吧。然后我们2个也会去好好准备，然后全力以赴去打好明天的比赛吧。
谢谢你，世东。So for tomorrow's match, when we're going up against Korea Republic's team, we will definitely prepare our best, and hopefully we can produce great results for our supporters here in the arena. 恭喜你们2位，谢谢你。Thank you so much, KUAI and LIN Shidong.
So there you have it, KUAI, quite well spoken, and LIN Shidong always. They call him Stone for a reason. I love it, partially because Shidong sounds like Chateau, but also that man is a stone when he's being interviewed. Look in here, Shin and Lim. Shin and Im Jong-hoon will be battling against KUAI and LIN Shidong in the final of the mixed doubles. That happens